What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Properties and Pour Overs podcast. My name is Adam Colburn, and today I have a very special guest, my good buddy Israel Miller. What's going on, Israel?
How you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
Yo, first of all, I just want to say thank you for inviting me onto your platform.
Absolutely, brother.
It's been a long time coming. We've been working together for the last year, and I'm super impressed with everything you got going on with your real estate business, your co-living properties, your coffee shop. So I feel super honored that to even be sitting next to you on this chair right now.
Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. And so we're here in Dallas at Squad Up Summit, biggest event of the year for the Subto community. What's been one big takeaway for you?
For me, this is an awesome event. If y'all can't tell, I lost my voice.
I think we both
I'm
have.
super hoarse right now.
Yeah.
But some of the big things is just the connections that has been made. I met so many people this weekend. I definitely sitting down with some of the leaders. I sat down with one of the leaders, Ingrid Hernandez, and she I was telling her a little bit about what I'm doing with my business, and she instantly just brought me into her arms.
Nice.
And then she was like, "Yo, I got my sister will help you."
Yeah.
With what you're doing. Let me connect you with my sister. Then she put me and her sister instantly into a chat group.
Amazing. The synergy in this room is insane. It's just next level.
It's crazy, man. And that's just one example.
Yeah.
And there was so many more things that happened just like that.
For sure.
Yeah. So it's phenomenal. That's the benefit of being here.
Yeah.
It was 3,500 people here.
Yeah. Crazy.
And I don't even know how many people I spoke to, but we haven't even scratched the surface.
Right.
It's wild.
It's insane, man. It's insane. So good. But to introduce yourself to the audience, can you tell me where you're located in the country and what your business looks like currently?
So right now, I'm currently residing in Fort Lauderdale, South Florida.
Yeah.
I'm the regional leader, Subto regional, South Florida regional leader.
Mm-hmm.
What does my business look like? I do some wholesaling.
Okay.
Again, I'm a community leader down there, and my primary focus is wholesaling. However, over the next year from now, I'm gonna be focusing on doing overages.
Okay.
Surplus, working in the surplus.
Yep. Surplus
fund side.
game for houses that we can't save from foreclosure. They go to auction.
Exactly.
Get those funds back, get them to the sellers, and then take a little bit off the top for you. Okay.
Absolutely.
I love it, dude. Well, how long have you been in the real estate space?
Man, listen, I got licensed in 2004.
Okay.
I bought my first investment property in 2005, which was a duplex. I was house hacking.
Yeah.
At the time, I had a tenant. The property I purchased, I had a tenant in it already, and then I moved in with a roommate that lived in my unit with me.
Okay.
So
super house hack.
Yeah, super house hack.
Love it, dude.
So yeah, I did pretty well with that. But yeah, I started in 04.
Okay.
And around 05, 06, I got into the wholesaling side. I got licensed because I wanted to be an investor. I didn't get licensed to become an agent.
Right.
I just didn't know about going directly into the investing side.
Yeah.
And man, I've been, I don't have a super big business, but I average anywhere from 4 to 5 properties a year, transactions a year.
Sure.
Which is good because I still have a W-2.
Right.
I have a family. I got a wife. I got several children. And this is, I ain't gonna say it's a side passion because this is it's a passion for me, and I spend a lot of hours in this business. And one of the other things I love to do is just help people get their first deals.
100%. And I knew that right off the rip when we started working together.
Right.
You're connecting the dots for a lot of the newbies that come into the community trying to get their first deal. You're connecting them to the closers, to the other veterans in the space to try to pull them along, and obviously using your wealth of knowledge for being in the game for 20 plus years now.
Right.
And so that servant's heart definitely shines through with you. So appreciate what you do.
Thank you. Thank you. And one of the first challenges we did with the No One Left Behind challenge, for the viewers that don't know, I handpicked the people or the closers that I wanted to work with, and Adam was one of them closers that we elected to work with.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah, we good.
Okay.
Trying to make sure.
So I appreciate the efforts that you worked with me and my team and sharing your knowledge with us. That was dope for me, man, because that was when I first started stepping into a leadership position within the community.
Yeah.
You made it 10 times easy for me.
Happy to do it, brother.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah,
That was the most productive team that I'd been on so far, and that all stemmed from you coaching them up and keeping them on task. And so it was awesome, man. Super cool. But so, I mean, you've been in the game for quite some time. I know you mentioned your W-2. What was that spark in 04 that got you interested in getting into real estate?
The spark. So what was it? I don't want to date myself, but around 2001, 2002, my first, I read that Purple Bible.
Okay.
You know that Purple
Oh,
Bible?
everybody knows that book.
The Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. I read that book very early.
Mm-hmm.
It was around 2001, 2002 time frame. I was in college.
Yep.
And I can't say I really went to college because I wanted to go. It's just what I got pushed into.
Got to check that box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any clarity about what I wanted to do with my life.
Sure.
So ever since then, I wanted to get into entrepreneurship. My first entrepreneurship venture was network marketing.
Okay.
You know, I had some friends. It was a new company out at the time that was fairly new to the industry. Some of my friends, they got involved in it. They brought me into it.
Yeah.
And we were all hustling together. You know, we was ignorance on fire. Like, we was running around doing meetings. We was doing our thing. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But that's when I first got my sales experience.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the lessons, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, like some of my sales tactics that I still use today was learned from my first network marketing experience.
For sure.
And then once I got into network marketing, I did that for a few years while in school. I eventually ventured into real estate.
Gotcha.
What got me into real estate? My dad. I used to go home. I went to school in Baltimore,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to drive back home to Philly, where I'm originally from.
Yeah.
And my dad had a real estate cassette tape, like a course in in one of his closets, and I found it.
Yeah.
I packed that bad boy up, put that thing in the car. I didn't tell him. I just took it out of his closet, and I took that thing back, and I started listening to it.
Yeah.
I started listening to it. And
Yeah.
then it was like a whole marketing campaign, because that book, and within that book, or within them tape cassettes, they spoke about a book which I went and ordered.
Yeah.
And then that book had a link to some meetings.
Okay.
And then one of them meetings came to my region. I went to that thing, and then I was all hooked into real estate ever since then.
Yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid.
For
And I just
sure.
had to find my path. I had to find my path in it. But
I love it.
That was how I got exposed to real estate.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's super cool. And so as far as your wholesaling business and your buy and holds, are you focused primarily in Florida, or are you looking in other markets?
So the properties that I hold, I have 3 properties that I'm holding right now. They're all in Baltimore.
Okay.
Because that's previously where I was living.
Yeah.
When I left Baltimore in 2015.
Okay.
I moved to Europe. And I was in Europe for 8 years. And I recently moved to Miami a year and a half ago. So I've been in South Florida.
Gotcha.
Fort Lauderdale area for a year and a half now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm the type of person that I cannot not do anything just because I'm wired different. If I'm sitting at home and I'm not working, like, I start fidgeting, like I'm wasting
anxious.
time. Yeah, I get anxious, and it's like I got to do something.
For sure.
So living in Europe, one, that's where I started my Overages business.
Okay.
And I did that for a few years over there. And then I was also doing rentals over there as well. I was renting properties. I lived in Poland.
Okay.
And I was renting properties from off the local market, and I was renting them. One, I started off the first year I did it, I was renting them on Airbnb and bookings.
Okay.
In Europe, bookings.com is bigger than Airbnb in Europe.
Gotcha.
So I was doing them for 2 years on there, and then the Americans started coming into where I was, like an influx of Americans came in.
Yeah.
And then I just started renting more units off the local market from the Polish landlords, and I started renting them directly to the Americans.
Gotcha.
And I got control of another 25 properties.
Wow.
I've been back a year and a half, and I still have control over these properties from over there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's interesting. What was the draw to Europe? Was it a job transfer, or you're just like, man, I just want to get out of here?
Yeah. So, I took my first international trip in 2000, early 2000s when I was in college.
Okay.
I hate dating myself, but I took a college internship in Europe
Gotcha.
back then. And ever since then, it was like, when I came back off that trip, my mom was like, how was it? And I was like, I'm just visiting the States. I'm not living here anymore.
Okay.
So I got bit by the international bug, and
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of places since then. And, you know, I just have a deep interest of living out the country.
Sure.
So, yeah, what took me over to Europe most recently, it was a job opportunity, and I had to jump on it.
Right.
So the good thing about this opportunity, the most recent opportunity, it wasn't me traveling by myself. I could take I could actually had the opportunity to take my family.
Yeah.
I took my son. I took my 2 sons with me, and my daughter was birthed there.
Amazing.
And it was an opportunity for me to show them the world is bigger than the 4 corners that we stand on in our own neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
We had an opportunity to experience a lot of different cultures, a lot of different foods, languages. We got to live and get engrossed in these cultures.
That's amazing, man.
And that's the vision on what I want to do with my family. Is like, I want to show my kids like the world. When my biggest dream is for someone to ask my kids where they from. I want them to be able to say the world.
Dude, that's
like literally.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Okay, and so you've been in this space for a while, just entrepreneurship mindset for quite some time, and obviously we know that it's not without its challenges, right? So can you tell me a specific situation that you had, whether it be in your real estate business, in your marketing business, some hurdle that you had to overcome, and kind of the mindset that got you through that challenge?
Man, I mean, a specific hurdle, I can't think of one right off the back. Hold on, give me a second. Every day I wake up, it's a challenge.
Sure.
Listen, so guys, like for me, so earlier I mentioned, you know, right now where I'm at in my business, where I have always been, I do, like I said, I do anywhere from 3 to 5 transactions a year.
Yeah.
Right? I have a desire to scale.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my biggest challenges is getting to the point where when I'm looking at other investors and I hear new investors come in and say, yeah, I'm doing 5 to 10 deals a month, and I've only been investing for a year. Like, I've never been able to do that.
Right.
You know, I have a full-time job. I have kids. Not that's an excuse.
It's a reality,
It's
though.
a reality.
There's some time constraints for sure.
Yeah. So, you know, one of the biggest challenges for me is like, sometimes, you know, I get comfortable because I have that check coming in every 2 weeks.
Sure.
You know, so I don't like, and I'm a little bit older now than what I
Right.
used to be.
Yeah.
So I don't have that grind that I used to have. But I still have high desires.
Of course.
So, you know, some days I don't feel like being an entrepreneur. I just
Yeah.
want to be lazy.
Right. Right.
But the one thing I can say is like, I've been in this game for 20 years and I haven't quit yet.
Right.
So I'm here for the longevity of it.
Absolutely.
I'm here for the longevity of it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that helped me overcome that is just being surrounded by around the right people.
Absolutely.
Being in the right circle. People that have the same energy and the desires, and that's a few steps ahead of me that I can look up to and hold on to their coattails.
For sure. That's so good. Okay. And so, I mean, talking about scaling and just overall vision, like what is your 3 to 5 year goal within your real estate business specifically?
Okay. So again, I love helping people. So I'm gonna continue to be a community leader.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue to help people in the wholesaling space and helping people get their first deals done.
Sure.
However, you know, my Mount Everest, which is going to cover the next 5 years, again, I want to double down on the surplus fund side. It's
Gotcha.
a very unique niche that a lot of people don't really know about.
Yeah.
But this niche can provide major impact for people who lose their homes.
100%.
So my Mount Everest goal is to help at the minimum 10,000 homeowners recover $100 million in surplus funds. I want to build a team where each of my team members can make upwards to $250,000 or more helping these homeowners recover that money.
Wow. That's incredible, bro.
So it's not about me, it's
Yeah.
about me empowering other people.
It's impact.
And
Yeah.
what do they say? You help enough people, you help someone else get what they want, you get everything we want in return.
Zig Ziglar.
So my focus is helping these homeowners and giving my team members, the ones who helping me achieve my goal,
Yeah.
is empowering them and making them financially free.
That's so good, bro. I love it. Love it. That's super inspiring. So if somebody's watching this, they're just breaking into the wholesale space, they need some guidance on getting that first deal done, or maybe they're motivated to help you along your journey to hit that Mount Everest goal in the surplus funds game, where can they reach out to you?
I'm on all social media platforms. You can find me at The Israel Miller on all social media platforms. Just reach out. Only thing I ask is have clarity on what it is that you want,
Yeah.
and have an idea of where you want to go.
Sure.
And bottom line, I have a lot of resources, and I don't know everything, but I have the resources to figure pretty much any problem out.
Yeah.
You know, so Adam is one of my biggest resources. Him and I are going to continue, you and I are going to continue to tap in with each other and build on our relationship.
Yeah.
And, you know, guys, Adam is doing big things in the co-living space. He's doing big things in so many other ways. So, like, if y'all reach out to me, again, just be clear on what it is that you want. And I'm plugged in with a lot of people like Adam. So, you know, Adam is also a go-giver as well. And we're here to help any way we can.
Absolutely. So good. So if there's one piece of advice that you could give your younger self or a newbie that's just getting into this space, what's that one piece of advice you give them?
I think it's just what I was just mentioning. And it's just knowing, try to be clear on what it is that you want.
Have clarity.
Have clarity. And sometimes you have to go through experience to figure it out what it is that you don't want or you don't like. So even if you don't have clarity, you have to be able to say, I want to head in this direction.
Yeah.
And I would just advise y'all just to take action. Even if you don't know how, the path will show itself. It will reveal itself to you once you start taking action.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think like you mentioned, like people always want to talk about shiny object syndrome and chasing too many things. And the challenge is that exists more specifically in this space because there's too many ways to make money in real estate.
Exactly.
And so having shiny object syndrome on the front end is good because then you can figure out what lights you up and what you really don't want to do, right? Not everyone's built to be a wholesaler. Not everyone's built to be a buy and hold investor. And the challenge can be like you think you have to do everything, and that's not the right move, right?
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, that can paralyze you from actually taking action.
Right.
And so grab onto one or two things, find the people that are doing that thing, and then just go take that action.
Take the action, and allow yourself to build a runway to take off.
Yeah.
Because you know, myself included, when I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself. You know, but like from my experience, like you talk about the shiny object syndrome, you start one thing and then you hear about something else and then you want to go try, I want to do that. Well, I can do everything. You can't do everything.
No, 100%.
You can't do everything. So try to focus on one thing and give it 6 months.
Yeah.
Like build that runway for 6 months before you go jump and do something else.
So
like
smart.
it's you just got to give yourself time, give yourself grace, give yourself time to make mistakes, give yourself time to learn.
Yeah.
And find yourself a mentor as well, someone that could cut that learning curve down for you.
For sure. That's great advice, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Israel, I really appreciate the time sharing your journey with the listeners. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until the next one, we'll catch you later. Peace.